Everybody. Making sure this is working now. Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me all right? Just making sure that everything is live and good. Welcome. Today we're going to be doing some texturing on Judith's 3D model for her fencing outfit. I'm a little quiet. Okay, hold on. Is this better? Is this better? Let me know how the audio is. So this should be a fun stream. Loud and clear. Perfect. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to be texturing this model today. See how far I can get. By the way, if you're on my Discord, let me know if you're okay with getting an everyone ping for these live streams. I don't always know the exact etiquette on like what is worth an everyone ping on Discord, so let me know. Also, for those of you who don't know, if you'd like to help support the stream, feel free to use the link below to donate. Actually, I don't have chat, what's it called? The super chats really set up appropriately. So if you do try to do a super chat, it will probably work, but I'm still getting some AdSense problems worked out, so I'd actually rather donations go through the Streamlabs link because it actually goes directly to me. The YouTube AdSense thing, I have a problem with it right now that I'm trying to figure out. Also, the hair, you might notice that some parts of the model are already textured, and that is because I'm cannibalizing from her original model. Let me take off the mask here. So technically, a lot of this is the same model as her other original model, but I have stolen some parts from that model. I mean, it's not stealing if it's from myself, but you know what I mean. But stuff like the tail and the gloves and the front part of these bangs and the ears and face, that's all just from her old model, and then I kind of like need to retexture and remodel some of these stuff. Yeah, it's standard practice, but some people might not know that. But what's kind of hilarious is that you can literally like see, because of the texturing, what parts are sort of old and what parts are new. Though technically the body isn't really new, it's just I sculpted out some stuff. Like originally she had a collar here on her old model, but I flattened it. But you can still see the remnants of that collar with this line right here that used to be her vest collar, but I changed it. So I already baked the ambient occlusion, which is like an automated process that sort of adds these contact shadows, but it doesn't really do that much. It's just kind of a base to start off of, and now I've got a lot more to actually do myself. Like I gotta repaint a lot of this hair here. The bangs are old, so they're good, but there's a lot to repaint. And then I think I might start with the pants first, maybe? I'll figure out what to do there. And by the way, I'm going to be playing some gaming music throughout. If you're ever curious what music is playing, let me know and I'll tell you. But for now, we are playing Portal music because it's really relaxing and fun. So right now we are listening to the playlist Relaxing Portal Music Compilation. Another announcement I'd like to share that is pretty exciting before we get started is I just finished a short story and posted it on r/nosleep. It's set in Spectral Lakes, which is kind of, for those of you who are newer to my channel, Spectral Lakes was a book, well, it was going to be a series, but never really panned out, unfortunately. I would like to get back to it, and that's kind of what this is, sort of, is that it was like a paranormal mystery story. And this short story is sort of a revisit of that location, but with some different characters. So you don't need to know anything about the original book to read this. This is intended for people who are maybe haven't experienced that original story. But if you're looking in the mood for a fun, spooky short story, I just posted this on No Sleep, and I'll give you guys the link if you're interested in reading it. And I was definitely inspired by Wendigoon and the Creepcast podcast to do this. Looking at some of these questions in the chat. Enchanted Butterfly, thank you so much. I'm glad. It's so fun when people have been fans since the MLP days. You guys have been here like since the beginning. There is a Discord. I think you can find the link to it on the Kickstarter. On the Kickstarter page. There might also be a link in my latest videos description, or latest devlogs description. Oh, it's... Taylor says that he likes Judith in a ponytail. Yeah, I do too. I think she looks very cute. I'm looking forward to adding some more designs and hairstyles for her. It's gonna be fun. Lore question from Multi-Fandom Studios. Are Kieran born Kieran, or do they actually go through some sort of transformation? It's a transformation. Yep. And Mime Deterrent says, your topology is so satisfying. Thank you so much. Honestly, when I get complimented on my topology, that is like a huge compliment because I put a lot of time into this. It's crazy. Topology, especially retopology, is so hard. Retopologizing this ponytail took like several hours, and it's not fun. So I appreciate when people appreciate it. It means the work is worth it. Oh, what's funny is that this is her original texture right here, because I had to, replace a whole bunch of these, re-unwrap and reposition a lot of these pieces. So on her texture sheet, they're all like in places that used to be her hair texture area, stuff like that. Anyway, doesn't matter anymore. Let's finally get started with some texturing. I'm gonna pin the link to the No Sleep story there. Oh, thanks, Todd. I appreciate the Discord link. Oh, good question, Multi-Fandom Studios. Is it possible to be born a Saquon Kieran hybrid? Current answer is probably no. It's more of like something you are granted, I guess. It's not a genetic thing. It's almost like a blessing of sorts. Usually video game music, some video game music is fine to play on streams, but we'll see. Hopefully it's fine to do it with this one. So first things first, I need to freeze these parts of the texture so that I don't texture on anything else I don't want to right now. So I'm gonna start with these gray parts. I'm gonna invert my selection and then hide the freeze. Okay, now we can start texturing. I'm gonna start by painting in the shadows. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna go to, okay, more ambient kind of thing. This is a good question. Are you going to keep the same cast from the demo, or are you going to recast the characters? I'm probably gonna keep the same cast. Now there might be 1 or 2 recasts or shuffles around of characters, but I'm really happy with a lot of the cast, so I can't say for sure right now, but very likely pretty much the same people in the same roles. But maybe one person will get switched to a different role, we'll see. They were all extremely great to work with. I'm not sure. Is Portal ambient music? You know what? I'm gonna go for Baldur's Gate 3 ambience of music. That might be a little more cheerful. Portal ambient music is maybe a little too creepy for live art. I don't know. What do you? I love it, but maybe it's not quite the mood. Oh my gosh! Voice of Reason. Hello. How are you doing? Nice to see you here. Oh, I forgot that I played Becky. Yeah. To be honest, I'm probably gonna have quite a few different small roles because voice acting is expensive, and I feel like I'm probably going to be voicing Secretary Bellafax and maybe the nurse and maybe the vendor. It depends on budget. I would ideally like to have everybody voiced by different people, but our budget is really small. So I have to make do with what we have. That's why my dad is voicing Headmaster Claiborne, though that's not really a concession because he already knows how to do voice acting, so he's just being nice to me and doing it for free because he's my dad. Thank you, Dad. Yeah, it has been a while. I'm glad you're doing well. I think I saw that you did a collab with Josh recently, is that right? Oh, I reached the stretch goal for voices, but that doesn't mean that that I'll be able to hire, like, the stretch goal was for, like, voice acting in general, like, for the main plot and everything. hopefully full voice acting. You know, the script is still being ironed out, and it might end up being a lot bigger and more voices than we thought, but we are at least, because of that stretch goal, going to be able to have the main quest fully voice acted, which is great. But still, there's always stuff that might change in the future. Want to be cognizant of that, because 50K is unfortunately not very much for like a 3-person dev team full-time, 2 years, and voice acting. So we're just working with what we can, being thankful for what we have, and trying to figure things out. But yeah, we're gonna have full voice acting for the main quest line for sure. But that doesn't mean that I might have to do some of those voices to make sure that the budget can stretch to that point, right? We're still looking for like publishers and other support on the game. So unfortunately, no publishers have gotten back to us so far with AOKs, or some of them said like this just isn't the type of game that we're looking for right now, that kind of thing. But hopefully in the future we'll be able to get some additional funding and support from publishers or other investment studios, investment firm kind of places. I've been thinking about reaching out to the Indie Fund and see what might happen there. But man, it is hard to get greenlit by studios and publishers and things like that. There's a couple publishers I would really like to work with, but you know, it's all in God's plan. We'll see what happens. I'm also really excited to start having more outfits for Judith. Oh, you know, speaking of which, I didn't really tell you guys the context of this outfit. Oh yes, I've tried smaller publishers too. Taylor, I wish I didn't have to partner with a publisher, but the thing is, we need more money. If we want to keep going for like a couple more years, depending on what the game will need. It would be really nice to have that support, because they know how to handle doing physical copies, they know how to handle marketing, and if our marketing is not there, our game will die. You know, we have to be able to get that word out there, and we don't really have like a budget for marketing right now. So it'll all work out, but it's just something that I've been seeking out, is publisher support, potentially. However, I'm pretty strict about wanting to keep all of the IP rights, for sure. I'm not letting my IP go out to anybody not except me. That's my characters, and you will not have them. But revenue share, I'm definitely open to that. If they're able to help me, I help them. That's what a good contract is anyway. What a contract should be like. I'm just rambling at this point. Oh yeah, the context for this outfit. So for those of you who saw this in the Kickstarter page, basically we have two big mini games that'll kind of be the main mini games of the game. One of those is the Beast board game. The current work in progress title is Barrage of Beasts board game. And we actually have a little video to share with you about that. Hold on, let me find it real quick. I think you'll be excited to see this. This is going to be was going to premiere in the next devlog this week, but I'm gonna, since you guys decided to join me live, you get to see this first. Hold on, let me mute the music. Okay, take a look at this. This is very early work in progress, of course. But this is what Caius has been working on programming last month. This is going to be one of the main mini games. Any of you who've played a lot of Final Fantasy games, they usually have some kind of little board game involved as a side game. And this board game that we're doing is going to also be part of the main story quest at some points. We want to have it kind of be like Gwent is in The Witcher, where some of it can be done in main quest, but mostly it'll be side quests, optional things. Anyway, take a look at what we have so far. Of course, like, the UI is not done at all. And right now we're using like Final Fantasy music as a placeholder. So yeah, that's a little little teaser of one of our main mini games. And now back to the music. And as for the second main mini game, it's going to be a fencing game. Yep, there's Caius in the chat. Say hello. That was his programming work that you just saw. So I imagined that that game would be something that a lot of the students love to play. It's like a Pokemon equivalent, where kids are like trading figures and challenging each other around the school during recess and stuff like that. But yeah, the other minigame is going to be a kind of fencing minigame. Can't share too much on that yet, except this model. But it's going to be very Twilight Princess inspired. Again, can't make too many promises yet because things are still heavily work in progress, but the idea is to be Zelda combat inspired. It probably will not be to the same, of course. It's not like the main focus of the game like it is in Zelda games, so it's not going to be the same level of complexity, but it should be fun to have as a fun little minigame that will be used a lot in the main quest. So you can think as kind of the main big gameplay pillars of Norimar Academy being the board game, the fencing minigame, and puzzles. And exploration, if you would count that, I guess. So that way, this isn't just a like visual novel. It also has some gameplay elements to it that help it to justify itself as a video game and not a book. Are the creatures hidden collectibles? Some of them will be. Others, I was thinking you could buy at the vendor's shop. Others, maybe you can win from other players by doing side quests. Thank you, Enchanted Butterfly. And actually, what's fun is that my next devlog is going to be like completely dedicated to the creatures and giving you guys some more information. Some of the information is just going to be stuff that I've already posted on Instagram or YouTube Shorts, but kind of more consolidated into one long form video. with additional information and such. I have not been as on top of devlogs as I should be, but that's because I'm working so hard on the game. But that's the thing, with, again, like I was saying, when it comes to small dev teams, it can be really hard to balance and do marketing when you're also working on the game itself. So that is one of the things that is really handy about having a publisher. And the publisher helps fund the game. That's the one of the biggest things. And handles, you know, social media influencers, connecting with them. One of the hardest parts about doing that Kickstarter was reaching out to like hundreds of different social media influencers and stuff and trying to manage my emails and all of that. I'm not going to complain like emails like Yandere Dev does though. I will say it's hard, but you have to learn how to manage it so that you can actually work on your game. Okay, so I've got the block out for some of these done. Oh, I cannot... Celestial, I cannot wait until we do auditions for the next round. I've been kind of just wanting to do auditions now, but I have to wait because I don't want the voice actors to get cast and then wait like 5 months until the script is actually ready to start doing voice acting, you know? So I have to be patient. But I cannot wait to see some of the auditions and for some of these other characters. It's going to be so exciting finding their voices. Oh yeah, Oscar, for sure. I'm still reeling at the fact that the Kickstarter was successful. It's such a massive achievement that I'm so thankful to you guys for. It's crazy. Like, it's just amazing. I'm so thankful. Because I would not be able to do this right now or, you know, working on this game every day if not for that Kickstarter. So thank you all again. Maybe they're looking a little too shiny. Doing just the rough painting right here, the rough sort of block out before I pull out my references again and start using those. I have to make sure to put some of the seam lines. And then over here, well, I might wait for this one until it's more refined. But let's start looking at the sleeve for now. Yeah, Taylor, there's definitely some form of light speed travel in this universe. But there's also like highways. They're called like, I think I remember, I called them magways, that are sort of like floating highways through space that, just to kind of give a fun kind of road trip vibe to the whole thing, retro road trip vibe. I still have to, you know, do some art to be able to kind of communicate those ideas to y'all, but makes me want to play Baldur's Gate again. Baldur's Gate 3. This week I've also been working on the animations for the fencing minigame, which has been pretty fun. I'm definitely learning a lot about animation having to do this though, and I'm still not super confident in some of them. But hey, when you're the only animator on the team, you know, you just have to grit and do it, even if it's not the best work in the world. It needs to be there. Oh, I have some incredible news for you, Enchanted Butterfly. Basically, that Kitty Roo webtoon was canceled and just reworked into the Kitty Roo video game. So, if you want the rest of that story, that's in the game, basically. The Kitty Roo video game, not Noirmore Academy. Hold on. This one. This is literally like beat for beat the plot of the webtoon, except converted into a video game. So if you want to know what happened, this is where to go. Or you can watch a playthrough of it if you want. That's fine too. I could definitely see a fighting game based around fencing. Yeah. It's gonna be fun, for sure. The Kitty Roo was amazing for me because it was like, oh, finally, something that I finished for once. Like, sure, I finished the first book of Dragon Queen and Spectral Lakes, but only ever the first book. Nothing ever seemed to work out. But with Kitty Roo, it was like, oh wow, it's something that's finished and done. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. I'm excited to do that with Noirmore too. That's why finishing the first draft of the main script was like such a big moment for me, because a beginning, middle, and an end to a story. I did it. It's done. Now comes, of course, extra stuff, side quests, editing, other stuff. Oh yeah, exactly, Caius. It feels like a miracle we even got it finished. We did some great work on that game. Not to be brag work, but it really was awesome. And Caius put in a lot of effort on getting that done and bug fixing and stuff. It was really fun and stressful, but fun. And it's a really good little feather in the cap of our resumes, I think. It's just really satisfying having something finished and nice and having positive reviews on Steam. And it was able to, really show people that we can make a game, we can finish something and have it be, fairly good quality and on Steam and playable and all that stuff. So that, I think, was able to kind of give backers on Kickstarter, more confidence that their money was going to something that could actually be done and something that's trustworthy, right? It's important to have, again, that kind of resume so that people will know that you're capable of something, right? That's why these live streams are fun too, because it's just kind of a way to show you guys a window into the process of how much this takes and the what exactly is going into it. I always love when devs are really open about their process of what they're working on. Of course, it can be tough with specific kinds of games where maybe you just don't, maybe you want to be careful about, spoilers, or you're working on something that you really don't want to reveal until later on, so I could sympathize with that, but I always like seeing actual like dev work being done on live stream. It's so cool to see. Makes you feel, I think, more connected to the process. So there's some rough block outs for the arms and legs. These are not polished, but they're a good place to start. I always try to look at reference for when I do the actual polish part. So for now, I'm going to leave these guys here as is and look at the... what should I do next? I think I'm going to do the rough for the boots next. This is going pretty quickly because most of the model is... the hardest parts of the model are already textured with her face and tail, and... I mean, the hair is pretty difficult, but I think I'll be fine. Oh, what did I just clicked on something. Oh, okay. Hold on. Is the audio good, by the way? Just rechecking just in case. Oh, and yeah, the gloves are already done. At least this part, which is always the hardest part. Oh my gosh! Cherry Honey, thank you so much. That's so great. I hope that your game development classes go well. I've also been... Oh! Hello? What happened? Did we get a donation? Oh! Zig donated $5. Fund for the future PNG tuber model. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And that actually does help because I am planning on commissioning a PNG tuber model. So, like, you're literally right. That's what the plan is. Because I want to I want to stream a lot more, so that, again, like I was saying earlier, helping you guys feel a lot more connected to the process. It's just a lot of fun to interact with you guys live, too. And it's good practice for me to get better at actually talking live, because that's its own skill set, right? But thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. And it is literally going towards that PNG tuber model that I'm working on commissioning right now. I'd love to have, like a full-on VTuber rigged thing, but it's just too much time for me to figure out how to do it myself, and too much money that should be focused on going to the game, so, Raspberry asks, I'm curious, are the minifigs Bellafax paints from Barrage of Beasts? Like D&D... Did I say in public that Bellafax paints figures? I forget where I said that. But yes, she does. The Secretary Bellafax does in-game paint, like, miniatures. And yes, you're right. They are from Barrage of Beasts. I was thinking that she would be kind of like the main NPC in the Barrage of Beasts side quest, and that, like, she's almost like the champion of the school or something, and she's the main sort of big foe that you'll face in that minigame side quest. I thought that'd be hilarious because you wouldn't really expect like this preppy college girl to be like the champion of the school. But yeah, she loves painting them just like with like Warhammer or D&D miniatures. I think it'd be really fun to also have actual miniatures, 3D printed Barrage of Beasts miniatures. Since I have a 3D printer that I'm using for a couple of the Kickstarter rewards, it'd be fun to prototype something like that. I'm still not like super expert at 3D printing, but the stuff that I have done has been really fun. I just have to like get back in and start it up again and make sure it's working. And I got some more, you know, my local micro center doesn't have, so I lived in Japan for a year, right? And then when I came back and was trying to look for more resin, because a lot of my resin has probably expired by now after, again, being gone for a year, I found out that my local micro center doesn't really have resin anymore. They're mostly doing PLA, plastic printing. And I'm like, what the heck, dude? They only had like a couple bottles of 3D printing resin. That kind of made me sad. Because they used to have like a whole huge selection of resin. But all of that is just walls and walls of PLA stuff. And I'm like, dang it. That's not good for miniatures at all. That sucks. Why did they change it? So, I might have to start buying resin online. But I like going to brick and mortar stores, so that's why I was disappointed. I like seeing what I'm going to buy before I buy it. I'm just old school like that. But I think we all know that, especially for like clothing shopping and shoe shopping, it's always better to go brick and mortar if you can. Gotta try it before you buy it. Are there actually like people out there that buy cars online? I cannot fathom that. Like, oh yeah, I'm sure I'll like it. I'm just gonna spend like $20,000 on this car without having test driven it before. Yeah, that'll be fine. Rich people, am I right, fellas? I think most people, even rich people, do not want to buy a car without trying it. Does anyone else also always make like important purchases on your desktop and not your phone? For some reason, it feels like if you make like a big purchase on your phone, like a plane ticket or something, that it makes it more dangerous, or it's gonna like glitch out or something. Even though that probably isn't gonna happen, it still just doesn't feel right. I let my dad pick out my car for me. He's good at that kind of stuff. He was like, hey, I found a $3,000 Honda Fit. You wanna get it? And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's red. I like that. The car is red and it has an aux cord. Therefore, I would like it. That's like my judgment when buying cars. Well, my one car. It's red and it has an aux cord. That's what I want. Big screen for important things, yep. All of my cars that I get in the future must be red. It's just a must. Don't ask me the brand of any car. All I think is, that's a red car, that's a silver SUV, that's a small blue car. Woman brain. Yes, they are, Taylor. So I need to learn more about cars before I get to that one. I see car, I see pretty car, I say that's a good car. Okay, so now this one, oh, dang. I forgot to put these on the sides. That's fine though, I'll just have them be flat. They don't really need to be sticking out. What am I missing? I guess I'll just start on the little accessory parts. So that version is gonna be a little bit darker, almost a black. I'm gonna do this on a new layer just in case I don't like it. Someday I still want a Chevy Camaro because of Transformers. That, like, Bumblebee burned that car design into my brain, and now I just love it. So that's a car I can name, Chevy Camaro. I want a red Chevy Camaro someday. That's what I know of made it. But then I would be, like, so scared about it getting, like, scratched or anything, you know? Thankfully, I've never had a collision in my life. Thank God. But, I would still be scared. Because you never know what'll happen in the future. Aren't Cybertrucks basically the new slug bugs? I saw an Instagram post where people were, like, punching each other whenever they saw a Cybertruck. There's so many Cybertrucks around where I live. Well, I don't know if so many as many, but you know, whenever you see one, you notice it, right? So sometimes it can feel like there are a lot, even if there technically aren't. But whenever I see one, I think about, like, slug bug. Why did Slugbug start anyway? Was it because people didn't like the beetle at first, or was it just a pun that caught on and then people just started a tradition out of it? I don't know. I'm not old enough to have been there when it started. Elon's trash could work, but I don't know. It's got to be more. It's got to be more punchy. Got to be catchy, like a pun or a rhyme or something. Slugbug is so easy to say. Star Wars car, maybe Star Car. I don't know. You know who will make a cameo in the game? I don't think my MLPOC will make a cameo though. That's kind of a cute idea. You know what? Maybe that will happen. That sounds funny. But who will make a cameo is definitely the Rita Ragtime plush that was also in the Fantastic Kitty Roo. That'd be fun. I have a couple ideas for little in-jokes and references and things. You know what? I do kind of unironically like that Cybertruck that had the Halo wrap on it. I forget. I think it was like a Master Chief cosplayer that did this, but I saw this on Instagram. There was this like Master Chief cosplayer, and he had a Cybertruck that had like a Halo Warthog wrap on it, and it actually looked pretty good, not gonna lie. Normally those cars are ugly as sin, but the wrap sort of made it look pretty good because it already looks like a PlayStation or like an Xbox model. Xbox One. Wait, Xbox One is too recent. You know what I mean? The first Xbox, not Xbox One. It looks like the first Xbox type of model. So it's kind of seeing it with a Warthog wrap. It's actually pretty decent, but that takes a lot of customization to make it actually look good. What streamers have you guys been watching recently, or YouTubers you've enjoyed? I always, whenever I'm really feeling the itch, I go and watch more Germa, and it makes me laugh every time. I've been watching some Queso recently too. He's so like, he has such a, how do I even describe? Like, he's just so fun to watch. He feels very cozy to watch. Like you're watching your cousin or something. Very, cozy. Dizzy. I haven't heard of that one. What do they do? Northern Lion. I've heard. I haven't really watched Northern Lion, but I've heard. I've seen a couple clips and I've heard a lot of good things. Oh, you've been listening to Animal Food? Oh, that's so great. I'll make sure to tell my sister that. RT Game is so funny. Yeah, I like watching him too. You went to Connecticut Con and met Nostalgia Critic? That's great. I hope you had a good time. Astral Spiff. I'm trying to remember who that is. Is that someone that streams Five Nights? Is he the one that does like the glitch speedruns of Security Breach? That's that guy, right? I've been watching a lot of Secret of the Mimic content recently. It makes me kind of... I still have not played a single Five Nights at Freddy's games because I just don't really play horror games. But I enjoyed watching Secret of the Mimic so much that I've actually been considering buying it, even if it might scare me too much. It looks so good. And fun. And great lore. I know it's been like a kind of controversial game, I guess, in the community, but like I really like Secret of the Mimic. I think it's awesome. As much as I can say that without having actually played the darn game. It just if anything, I really admire Steel Wool's art and animation and atmosphere teams. Oh, thank you, Marcus. Point Crow is one of my favorite streams, Emily. Says Enchanted Butterfly. Point Crow, I know I've watched that person. Can you remind me who they are? I know I've watched them before. Maybe on YouTube. My name is Edwin. I made the mimic. He plays a lot of Breath of the Wild content, speedruns it, Tears of the Kingdom content as well. Oh, yeah, then that's probably how I've seen him. I've probably seen one of their Zelda videos then. Something I really find entertaining is Baldur's Gate 3 challenge runs. Like Proxy Gate Tactician. Oh my gosh. There are some hilarious challenge runs for Baldur's Gate. It's so funny. I think my favorite one one of my favorite ones was the Can You Beat Baldur's Gate 3 as a cat? Playing as a cat the whole time. That was so funny. Oh yeah, Lulu streams on Twitch for sure. Oh yeah, FNAF challenge runs. I guess those are only really possible in the free roam ones though, right? Like, it's kind of hard to do and kind of, anyway, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I think it's easier to do sort of challenge runs with the free roam ones. Oh, is that? Oh, that was the end of that video. Okay. Let's see. What game should we choose next to listen to? Oh, in my recommended, I'm getting Transistor soundtrack. Let's do that. Or maybe Hades? Let me see. Was there any, like... see, relaxing. Let's see. We'll start with this one, and maybe I'll change to like Final Fantasy or something. Just trying to find games that don't usually get copyright striked on YouTube. Horizon soundtrack is good too, you're right. Oh, I think I saw the thumbnail for that one, Cherry. That was... That's such a funny concept. You can't do anything during FNAF 1 because Mike is from the movies is sleeping. Yeah, that was... I don't think I watched the full video, but I thought that was hilarious. I'm looking forward to FNAF 2. I unironically really like the first FNAF movie. It's flawed, but I love it. I also played, what was it? My Friendly Neighborhood recently. Now, like I said, I don't really play horror games that much, but I do play Resident Evil. And My Friendly Neighborhood is basically just Muppet Resident Evil. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm going to see how well I do. It was fun. It was, what a fun concept. And it was really well done. I liked it a lot. Yeah. No relation to Hello Neighbor? No, no. More like Sesame Street. So that's why it's like neighborhood, because Sesame Street is a neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. Should I put... I don't know. Maybe I should do this instead. I'll figure this out. Manly Badass Hero is pretty good too, yeah. I watched some of his videos as well. I'd love it if he played Noirmore, but I don't know if Noirmore is, like... Noirmore is going to be creepy and it's going to have horror elements, but I don't know if that would be considered horror-y enough for horror streamers? I don't know. But if someone that big played my game, that would be crazy. Oh, oops. Oh, that's right, I froze it. Whoops. 1 second. Freeze. Unfreeze all. But yeah, that's probably my main concern for the game right now, is that development is going smoothly. We estimate it's gonna take maybe till the end of 2026, but it might be longer. It really depends. We're such a small team that it's, you know, hard to estimate exactly how things are gonna go, especially, you know, with life potentially changing or emergencies taking out potentially like half of our team for like a week or two, you know, things like that. There's a lot that could happen. But the estimate is currently end of 2026. But what was my main point? My main point got away from me. Oh yeah, marketing. That's what I was talking about. But marketing is, the development itself is going really smoothly, but marketing is going to be the life and death of this game. So that's something I have to be very cognizant of and make sure to get right if I can. But I am not a marketing major. I am a game dev. So that's something I have to work on for sure. You know, there's a lot of like ways to do it that I've been thinking about, like, you know, making memes on Instagram and like doing trends, like TikTok trends and stuff, like animation meme TikTok trends and things. And as fun as those are, though, they still do take away from time that could be put on the game, hence why I don't do them super often. But at the same time, technically putting time towards them is putting time towards marketing. So it's one of those back and forth things of where to put your time in the way that is the most optimal. And there's also like health concerns to be aware of, like sitting on the computer all day has been hurting my back. I have to be careful about how much time I put and how much time I'm putting into stretching and working out, that kind of stuff. So it's kind of stressful. It's honestly pretty stressful, but it's also just part and parcel of being indie, is having to wear a lot of hats and think about a lot of things. Oh, Enchanted Butterfly says he loves puzzle solving in games, so I think he would play. Oh, that's great. Hopefully, then it'll catch his attention. Nothing inside, sleeping alone, fingers tight. Yeah, this is her fencing outfit. So in a way, it's a gym outfit, but specifically gym fencing. Don't know if I'm happy with this, but we'll keep going. Okay, that does make it look a bit better. So who in the chat is also drawing right now? Or working on some kind of creative project? It's always fun doing draw along streams. You know, I've actually been thinking about doing like Blender learning streams. Anybody who wants to can just like hop on and watch as I teach Blender. Obviously I'm not an expert, but I can teach the basics. we got like 3-4 people working alongside. That's so fun. Yeah, writing counts. Although I don't know how you write while watching a stream. You are an expert at multitasking. Drug empire build in Minecraft. You know, yeah, we will count that. You are working on building your empire. That is a creative pursuit. Oh, cool, Indigo. Yeah, that counts for sure. Pixel, your arm hurts? Oh, sorry about that. I know the feeling. Minecraft story mode, that's a long time ago. I think my sister played that game, actually. I think I watched her play it. Okay, this is gonna sound ignorant. What are these crowns by y'all's names? What do these mean? Oh, I see. It's like top fans? Is that if you've like commented a lot on my videos, or I don't know. My top fans. Well, hello. Thank you for being my top fans. Well, thank you for your comments. I appreciate them immensely. Let's see. So we got the shine on these shoes, but we are definitely not done with the shoes yet. There's still more to do. However, I think I can leave them here for now and work on something else for now, because I'm getting tired of the shoes. So let's see, what should I do next? Maybe the tops of the gloves. Let's do that. It's like a scoreboard for each stream. Oh, okay. That's cool. That is definitely one way for YouTube to encourage people to type in chat, that's for sure. Almost feels like kind of artificially, like it feels like one of those things where it's like, yes, comment on my video to receive, what am I trying to say here? It feels like one of those things you see on Instagram that's like, only the top 10% of my fans will comment on this video or something. Like when it's very obviously, like it's fun and it's a good idea for marketing, but it's also like, oh, this is a way to get people to chat and raise YouTube algorithm. It's fun though. It's a fun idea for sure. I can't believe I didn't really know what that was until now. I'm supposed to be the YouTube guru over here. I've been on this site for like 15 years. I guess it's a relatively recent thing. Also, I've been thinking about streaming on Twitch as well, but I don't know. Twitch just doesn't really appeal to me as much as YouTube does. But it's also a good way to build more of an audience. I've been hearing a lot of crap about Twitch lately and moderation stuff, so I don't know. But it would be a good way to reach a new audience, I think. I am the owner of the one and only 24-carat Labubu. I was literally thinking of like doing a meme of one of my characters with that. Of Judith like holding up a golden book sprite or something.
I am the owner of the world's first 24-carat book sprite.
I can't get that audio out of my head now. Why have you done this to me? I also like can't stop thinking about the driving in my car while drinking a beer. Brain rot. Beloved brain rot. Driving in my car while drinking a beer. Or maybe it would be like Secretary Bellafax holding up one of her little miniatures. She's like, I am the owner of the one and only 24 carat Verna figure. I still am trying to figure out what her voice is going to be. I was thinking Valley Girl, but also potentially like Boston, if I can actually achieve that accent. I would have to like warm myself up to do that for her. Or I was also thinking like, how do I even describe this accent? Like the accent that Odile does in Barbie Princess, Barbie Swan Princess. Like, oh no! It's like really annoying and high pitched.
I am the owner of the 24 karat gold Labubu.
Something really annoying like that. Okay. Hold on. For people who don't know what we're talking about with the 24 karat gold Labubu thing, it's this stupid Instagram meme that is so she is definitely, she knows it's a meme and she was doing it as a parody. Hold on. I saw it on Instagram, but I guess it's probably from TikTok originally. I don't browse TikTok anymore because I was getting too addicted to it. But then I just ended up getting too addicted to Instagram Reels anyway, and it's basically the same thing. No, it's not working. I can't find it. The TikTok is not working on my... Yeah, I'm just finding like reposts on YouTube that aren't even like the original lady. Oh wait, no, I found the original lady. Okay, hold on. This is the one I'm talking about. That's not the original, but it's gonna cut to it, I think.
I have the one and only 24 karat gold Labubu.
I have the one and only 24 karat gold Labubu. Oh, and thank you so much. Because I'm bored, just donated $2 to the chat. Thank you so much. right as we were watching this stupid meme. Labubus look like where the wild things are. Yeah, they do. Oh yeah, I literally did just use Zelda sound effects for my stream donations. I have the world's one and only 24 karat gold Labubu. And she's been making like a bunch of other videos about it too. Like, I have the world's only sapphire, ruby, and diamond Labubu. It's so funny. And it's so obviously like just spray painted. Like, it's just the way she says it that is, like, addicting. Like, Labubu. Labubu. Yeah, definitely. Great Delise vibes. I could see Azula saying that. Is that how you spell, how you pronounce her name? Grey Delisle? Or is it Grey Delise? I never figured that out. that voice actress. Delilah. 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 Delilah? Okay. I'm going to change the music. Let's see. I'm going to change it to... Oh, I know. Let's do Legends of Runeterra board soundtracks. This is the music for yeah, Legends of Runeterra League of Legends card game. I have the one and only 24 karat gold Labubu. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be saying that the whole stream. Why have you done this to me? Delisle. Oh, Delisle. Okay. Grey Delisle. It's a good question, Pixel, but I don't know. I don't really want to get into ship stuff. Ah, yes, Expedition 33 soundtrack is also good. I need to finish that game. I finished Act 1, and then I haven't had time to go back to it yet. It's what I've played is really good. Really good. I really need to finish it. The music is spectacular. One thing I really like, even though I've just played Act 1, one thing I really like is how much music there is for the battles. Sometimes, admittedly, like in Persona and some other RPGs, I get a little bit tired of the same battle theme being used over and over, and the only time it really changes is for a boss battle. But I've noticed in Expedition 33, the battle theme like changes up quite a bit. At least, maybe I'm mistaken, but that's what I remember. It doesn't have to be like a full-on boss battle for the music to change, which I really like. It gives it a lot of, it makes sure that I don't get sick of the same music being played over and over. As much as I adore Persona 5 soundtrack, sometimes I got really sick of hearing the same songs over and over. So there were times when I was like, this is a 100-hour RPG. I don't want to hear the same song over and over. Let's vary it up a bit. It would be nice if there were like dungeon variations, like variations per dungeon, or like variations per time of year would be nice in some of the daily life areas. You know, it's amazing music, but that's the reason why I don't want to hear it all the time, because I don't want to get sick of the song, because I love the song, but I don't want to hate it, so don't play it over and over so I get sick of it, you know? It's like when your favorite song gets picked up by the radio, and then you hate it because the radio keeps playing it too much. If that makes sense. Persona 5 soundtrack is so good that I don't want to listen to it over and over and over in the game. Okay. How did I draw this? Okay. Disturbing the peace. Look into my eyes. Okay, that should be good for now for a block out, and I'll have to polish it later. Now, let's work on the chest piece. Thankfully, this seems like it's going to be fairly easy. The hair is definitely going to be the hardest part, but... And again, this is not... None of these pieces are finished yet. It's just temporary block out before I go into polishing stage. Also, I want to clarify, in this concept art, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for the mask yet. Like the texture of it. I don't know if I'm going to make it mesh or more glassy. I'm still figuring that out. Also, these golden lines here, number one, are just sketches. They're really rough in my heart. But also, they're not going to be there like permanently. The way I think they're going to work is like, these are basically circuits for a training shield on this outfit. And the lines only like show through the fabric if you get hit and the shield gets hit. And, or, you know, at the start of the match when the shield on the outfit gets activated. That's just the idea. Because I feel like if the lines are always there, it almost is too much color for this black and white world. I have to be so careful how and where I use color. But yeah, that's the idea. You like the glass concept? Yeah. I hope it doesn't feel like too futuristic. That's kind of my one worry with that. Let's see. Now... let's do... I'm trying to figure out if I should do the little borders here, or I should just wait. Maybe I'll wait for now. Just keep doing the block out. This is going surprisingly fast, actually, which is not good. It's good and it's not good, because I feel like if something is going too fast, then maybe I'm just blind and not seeing the flaws, and it's actually bad. Things must take time to be good, so it going fast must be bad. Bye, Cherry. Thanks for joining us. I also wonder how dark I should make the shadows. Keyboard ASMR. Yeah, sorry, my keyboard is loud. I hope it's not annoying, but it is. But I like loud keyboards because when I'm writing like the script and stuff, I don't know. It's like you said, it's like ASMR. So I hope my keyboard is not loud. And I know sometimes when I do the keyboard, it opens my character's mouth, which is funny. So the headcanon there is that she can just do that. she can just make keyboard sounds with her mouth. That's just like her special ability. She can just do that. Don't worry about it. Also, what's going to be here is probably her family crest, but I still cannot figure out how to draw that family crest. I've been, like, concepting, but I just have not been able to get the handle on what I want. I know her animal is going to be the Kipsin. Her family crest animal is the Kipsin fox creature, but I just have not been able to get a logo that looks... Like, I have a couple ideas, but then those ideas maybe don't really look enough like an actual family crest. Like, they almost look too modern illustration with the amount of perspective in it, you know? So, it's important to get it right because she's the main character. So, the main character's family crest will be something that is iconic and seen a lot in her dorm room and on her outfits and things like that. So I have to make sure it's good and feels properly historical, but also it shouldn't feel so generic, like it's just like the Firefox logo or something like that, you know. It's got to be recognizable, but also feel old, feel medieval, like this would have been drawn in ancient families, because her family is old. It's an old family, and it used to be, her family used to be royalty. It used to be, they used to be lords and ladies back in the day, but not anymore. Now they're just kind of upper, like lower high class or upper middle class. I'm still kind of concepting that. They own a company that's doing fairly well. But, now what? I know it's not done yet, but should I move on to the... I don't know, let me keep... Also, there's a lot of animation memes I want to do with my characters, but I can't do it with them because it's spoilery. Like, you guys cannot know about this, like, angst thing or character development stuff yet, because that would be spoilers. But this song goes so well with it. It would be such a great animation meme. Gotta be patient. I have to be patient. Can't reveal too many things to you guys yet. It's a mystery story. The discovery is the joy. Yeah, secrets. Okay, I'm gonna try doing the... What do I even call them? The trims now. Which means time to turn off symmetry. Oh, well, first I'll turn it on. First, symmetry. Mm-hmm. All right, now I'm gonna change the music to You're overthinking, just relax. Zelda music with heavy rain. Oh, no, wait. Oh, no, I haven't done this one in a long time. I like this playlist. We're going to do an hour of Hat in Time calming music. This is a great playlist. Judith doing the hat kit dance. That would be a fun to animate. Now this is starting to shape up a bit more. Now let's try doing the sides of the pants too. Maybe I should do that a different way actually. For now, I'll just do the trim instead of the white inside. I feel like I need to model this part out a little more. On the actual model itself, it's too, like, too inward there. It's not circular enough. Anyway, I can't do that in this program. I'll have to do that later in Blender. How's the stream going? Warning this stream. Is the stream going okay? Open studio. What's going on here? Stream is current bitrate. So oh, okay, cool. I guess we're doing fine. Completely random, but thoughts on the new Donkey Kong game? I don't know. I haven't played it. But I did watch Donkey's video on it, and it looks really fun. That might be what gets me to get a Nintendo Switch too, but I don't know. It's so expensive. I mean, I kind of have to get one anyway because I want to port one or more onto it, but it's so expensive that it's a little bit of a hard purchase. Again, I'll probably get it anyway, but yeah. Still not quite happy with that pricing. And the pricing on the Donkey Kong game too is pretty-ish. I might trade in my old Switch to get that GameStop discount thing. So I've heard that unfortunately in the Nintendo Switch 2 eShop, there's a lot of like AI art slop games on there, which is really disappointing to hear. Seems like they're not very good with their moderation, which is kind of crazy to me because I thought it was hard to get on the Switch as a developer, but they let in all these AI slop games on the store. It's really weird. You would expect Nintendo, of all places, to be good about moderation on their stores. But it seems like Steam is doing a better job. Like, once you bring in AI, like, things really turn from slop to slop. It's crazy how cheap and awful some of this stuff looks. Because usually Nintendo is the one that's all about, like, you know, brand brand purity and protection and standards and stuff. Why do they allow that crap on their shop? It's crazy. It's not even shovelware at this point. It's less than shovelware. Okay. What next? Oh, let me add that little... this part. Yeah, exactly, Kai. It's like, given the history of asset flips on storefronts, AI flips seems like an appropriate label. Yeah. But even saying asset flip or AI flip almost sounds too generous to what those things are. They are like less than nothing. They are almost like a vacuum of quality and personality to everything around them. Like, if you showed me the Nintendo eShop and you showed me Mario Odyssey next to AI wallpaper pack 2000, that almost like, it's almost like a void that makes Donkey Kong look worse just by being next to it. It's an insult to my intelligence as a Nintendo eShop shopper. Let's see, now what? Now what? Now what? I don't know what to do next. I'm a little stuck. Maybe I should do the hair next. Nothing is finished, but maybe you know what? I'm not gonna do this now because this is not the original texture sheet, but her face needs some touching up on her textures for sure. I don't like how it looks anymore. Her model is old at this point. Needs some work done. I'm gonna do a little bit on the ponytail now. Okay, I'll start with this color. Okay, yeah, I'm feeling this. This is good. Cool, cool. This is turning good. Okay, now... Soda pop, my little soda pop. Actually, you made me want to play the K-pop Demon Hunters music, but that would probably get me copyright struck. This song always makes me think of WarioWare Smooth Moves. The part in WarioWare Smooth Moves when you learn like a new technique, and then it plays like that Zen music, like you're at a dojo. Whenever you learn the new moves. That is such a nostalgic game for me. That was like one of our top Wii games when I was a kid. Top family Wii games. That's why that boss fight in Deltarune Chapter 3, you know the one if you played it, that was so fun. Such a fun concept because it was inspired by Smooth Moves, WarioWare. Let's see. If you guys could make your own video game, like your dream game that you would be the lead on, what kind of game would you guys make? Just as a fun little prompt for chat. You're taking too long. Idea Maker says, more than likely a platformer based on the early Lego games. That sounds fun. I love those games. Actually, right now, my mom and I are playing through Lego Harry Potter for the first time, because that was like one of the only Lego games that we didn't play when I was a kid. So now we're like going back and playing it as adults, even though for the first time. It's so enjoyable. Simple and clean. Because I didn't like watch Harry Potter when I was a kid, because my mom didn't allow me to. But I did watch them when I was in college and read the books. And ended up really enjoying it. So now my mom and I are playing the Lego version. It's a very cute game. But definitely I think my favorite one when I was a kid was Lego Indiana Jones. Just because I really liked Indiana Jones. Still like Indiana Jones. But Lego Star Wars was also in the top 10. I really liked Lego Star Wars 3 because you could play as Ahsoka. I was like, this is all I want in a video game. To play as Lego Ahsoka. Well, actually, literally, the first online handle that I ever had when I was a teenager was Lego Ahsoka. my YouTube channel used to be called Lego Ahsoka. Or my YouTube channel used to be called Ahsoka Anya. And then my DeviantArt page, which was like the first social media I ever made, was Lego Ahsoka 111. She was my favorite character ever. Nowadays, like, my favorite character ever is probably, like, Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. Oh, how the times have changed. When I was a kid, I didn't really care about boy characters that much. I was like, I don't really care about boys. I like the girl characters, because I want to be them. I want to be Kim Possible when I grow up. I want to be Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot when I grow up. I want to be a robot girl. That'd be fun. But now I'm like, yep, boy characters are pretty cool, actually. That's what happens when you get older. You start liking boys. What's kind of funny is that, you know, in the demo for Noir Academy, I had that line where Judith is like, I don't like boys right now, Gina. I'm only 13. And when I saw it, there was someone that was streaming it, and she was like, well, that's not true. I liked boys when I was that age. And it's just kind of funny hearing other people's experiences, because I kind of wrote it from my perspective. When I was 13, I did not really care about boys. But it's different for different people, you know, obviously. Different people got different experiences, different things they like. But, Yeah, when I wrote that line, I was just kind of thinking of what I liked at that age. Musical Programmer says, I always wanted to make a whimsy version of Elder Scrolls that looks like something out of Banjo-Kazooie, but it gets dark as the story progresses. That sounds like fun. Indigo Steel says, I'd make a Star Wars style adventure that combines action, adventure, and good RPG mechanics like my Star Chargers universe. That sounds fun too. Enchanted Butterfly says, I think I would make a Spyro-like game. That is also... Spyro, like, in general, is, like, just a beautiful, classic, simple platformer. So making Spyro-like games is something we need more of. Just some classical, simple platformers. Always a good time. Tangy Blueberry says, I want cutesy horror games that have good endings because I'm a simp for good endings. Yeah, I like good endings too. Or at least I like at least having the option to have a good ending. That's what's nice about video games, is that you can really have the option to end a story. If you have like a bunch of different ideas for satisfying good endings to your story, video games kind of give you that option to have that. You can have multiple, like, quote-unquote canon endings that are like satisfying and fun in their own ways. Maybe it's fun in the sense of that your main character has turned into a monster, and but it's still satisfying. It's a satisfying downfall, like Anakin from Star Wars. You know, it makes me think of like that game. Gosh, what was the name again? Infamous Second Son. Like, that game has the good ending and then the bad ending. And the bad ending is, like, so evil that it's entertaining in how evil it is. And then the good ending is just really nice and satisfying. That game doesn't get enough love. It was a really solid game. It was fun. One of those kind of PS4 games that sort of gets overlooked when people think back on the catalog. And speaking of multiple endings, that's what we're hoping to do with Noiramar, if we can. Enchanted Butterfly. I'm afraid I can't comment on anything like that just yet. But it's a good question. Yeah, exactly, Caius. The dark side endings of Star Wars games are fun too. I mean, that's exactly what, like, Mass Effect was inspired by, right? Like, going from Old Republic to Mass Effect, they ended up just kind of changing it a bit to Renegade and Paragon. It's not exactly the same thing, but it kind of is at the same time. Even though it's kind of funny concept. I still think the idea of in Mass Effect 2, where if you're a renegade, the scars on your face kind of get worse and worse and more brutal. And if you're Paragon, they kind of heal away. It's just kind of a silly idea but it's so cool at the same time, and those renegade scars look so badass. It's cheesy, but it's really cool, so I don't care. But that is very like Star Wars coded to me. That whole mechanic. Very Star Wars coded, especially with like the orange eyes that look like Sith eyes almost. Bye-bye, idea maker. Thanks for coming. Oh, that's a fun idea, Oscar. We need more Uncharted likes. The world can never have enough Uncharted likes. That's why I liked the new Indiana. Because Uncharted likes are pretty much just Indiana Jones likes. Which is why I liked the new Indiana Jones game. Even though I actually unironically wish it was a little more like Uncharted. I did not like the first-person perspective for the Indiana Jones game that much. Usually, the choice between first and third person is not like a big deal breaker for me. And I did enjoy the Indiana Jones game, but this is one of those games where I was like, this really should have been third person. I'm gonna be real. Pixel, Pixel asks, what VA do you want in your game? I would really like Jerma to voice in my game. I don't know. I don't think it'll ever happen. It's because it's really hard as a small dev to get in contact with some of these bigger streamers, but that'd be fun. I would love to have Jerma voice like an NPC or a radio announcer or something. That'd be really funny. I would also love to have Markiplier in it, but again, I don't have the money to hire like that kind of talent, that kind of celebrity. You know, the next Mafia game does look pretty cool. I haven't played any of the Mafia series, but I think I got on sale, like, one of the other ones on Steam, so I need to give that a try. And Foxy Fox says, maybe for me it would be a game that you can listen to the narrator telling a story, and then you walk around the environment, like get over it just without the frustration factor. Oh, so kind of like a walking simulator kind of thing. Kind of like What Remains of Edith Finch. I love that game. People use the term walking simulator as like a bad thing, but as long as you're really like giving a reason for it to be a game, so there's some kind of interactive factor to it, and then like actually have the story be good and worth playing, then I love walking simulators. As again, they just have to like be worth the experience. And not just like, this could have been an email, or this could have been a TV show, this could have been a short film, you know. that's why I think What Remains of Edith Finch is probably one of the best walking simulator games, because they do use interactivity to its advantage. The atmosphere of the house that you're walking around is so fun to be walking around in. I would rather be playing this than watching it as a short film, because the mere act of walking around the house and examining everything already makes it worth being a game. That, and all of the memorial segments are interactive in their own ways to tell the story. So it's so good, and it's a good story. It has a lot of really deep and interesting things. It makes you think. Edith Finch is excellent. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was when I played it. Enchanted Butterfly says, I'm going to Comic-Con in a couple days. I can't wait to meet some awesome VAs. That sounds like fun. Are there any VAs that are going there that you're specifically looking forward to seeing? Tom Holland came to one of the cons that I went to a while back, but I did not have the time to go and see him because I was vending, and it was like just me there, so I didn't have anybody watch my booth. So I did not get to see Tom Holland, but that's okay. It's always kind of funny for me going to cons. I don't really like going to cons unless I have a booth there, because to me it's not really to me, I feel like I need to have a return on investment if I go, because it's so much money to, well, especially if it's a con that's like that needs to take a hotel and an airplane to get there. I just don't go to cons that require that unless I'm going there to have a table, because then I feel like, oh, at least I'll be able to make money back. But unfortunately, the downside of that is that I don't really get to go to panels or get autographs because I have to be at my table the whole time, because it's usually just me going. Like, I usually don't have an assistant because like my parents or sisters they're like working, they have lives, so they don't have time to help me at cons, right? So cons are cons are pretty interesting, but also kind of stressful for me, because I have to handle everything. I have to load everything onto the car and take it out, and I have to worry about my stuff getting stolen when I'm going to the bathroom and trying to get food. I don't eat very much because I can't leave the table. But I always still enjoy doing it, because I love showing my art to people in person and seeing their reactions and getting to meet people and start building friendships and meet all kinds of cool artists and buy their work. And vendor halls are always so fun to me. That's why I like being in them. That's why I like vending in them, because I enjoy the atmosphere of vendor halls. A lot of creative and cool people and people that enjoy our work. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing the convention circuit again once Nora More is getting closer to release, and going to cons for promotion and stuff. Oh, the Avatar Airbender VAs are going to be there. That's cool. Hope you have a good time. I think a really fun con experience for me was when this is a while back when I was in the pony fandom, was when I did a live stream to fundraise getting my ticket to go to BronyCon that year, because BronyCon was in Baltimore and I didn't have the money to get a plane ticket at the time. I was like in high school, and people actually like donated and helped me go to BronyCon. It was really kind, and I had a great time there. I think I went to, how many times did I go to BronyCon? I think there was another time where I was able to go because I was able to get a booth there, so I was able to make back what I spent on the plane. Yeah, I think that first time I went to BronyCon, it was because I was doing commissions for people to help me out, and then some people donated. I think Dr. Wolf even helped donate. That was really kind of him. It was a good time. I got to go on a couple panels. That was really fun. Good memories. Oh yeah, whenever I went to those conventions, Dr. Wolf was always very kind and made sure I was okay. Him and Josh and Silver Quill always made sure I was safe. I had a great time there. I can definitely say it was pretty strange being a girl in the Brony fandom sometimes. There was some weird stuff that went on. But I can thankfully say that I had some good friends that made sure I felt comfortable. Alright, I think I'm getting a little tired. My voice is kind of getting tired. I might end the stream about 10 minutes, maybe. I think we made some great progress today. I mean, I'll probably do a lot more off stream. But yeah, the kind of, I touched on this in my first devlog, I think. One of the big problems I was having for the past, like, 8 years is really, 10 years actually, is trying to get my original projects out there and being able to make a living off of making my own art, right? as much as it was nice to live in Japan, the job that I had there was kind of soul-sucking. I really enjoyed my students and talking with my students, but with the health issues I was having, and I got sick like all the time. Like once a month I would get sick. It was pretty stressful. Don't do well in jobs that are outside of home, I guess. I'm a little pathetic in that way, but I am really thankful to everybody who donated to the Kickstarter, because doing this every day is definitely feels like my calling, and I can only can't thank you guys enough for your support on that. This is really fun. And I want to make the best game I can for you guys. But I'm also thankful to the people that supported me in my MLP days too, because it was because of that stuff that I realized there was potential in actually, you know, being a creator online. Now, unfortunately, YouTube was a bit tough when I made the transition to doing original content, and I was also just having my own trouble with being consistent and you know, finishing things. But now I think I've really come to a good place of finding that project that I can finish and finding an audience. Now, I'd say the still, like I mentioned earlier, the biggest hurdles right now is finding a bigger audience to maintain. But I'm working on it. And I know if my game is good enough, hopefully more people will come. And then we can kind of grow and grow. I'm just rambling at this point. Trying to find something to talk about while I weren't drawing, but I'll figure out this marketing stuff, and hopefully we will get a big enough audience so that when the game launches, well, it'll be successful enough so that I can... What did I just do? Okay, good. Be successful enough that I can keep going on to bigger and better games. I guess that's why Scott Cawthon is a very inspiring creator to me. Like, even though the things that he makes aren't necessarily perfect, like, he makes things that are not great sometimes. Sometimes he makes things that are really great, really good, and have a lot of quality. He never gives up. And even though he was so discouraged before Five Nights at Freddy's came out. He was so discouraged about his career. He had kept making things for years and years and years, and they never got any attention. He was never able to make any money off of them. Finally, something worked, something clicked, and then he tried his best even after that to try to make the fans happy, and has always been listening to criticism and adjusting based off of criticism. He seems like a very humble guy, and I think that's one of the reasons he inspires me a lot as a creator. Just keep going, listen to critique, try to get better and better. So I definitely empathize a lot with what he went through with nothing working, nothing, until finally you find something that people are resonating with, and it changes your life. Thanks, Grim. And thanks, Tangy Blueberry. sometimes it's a little hard to texture black hair and other stuff on a screen like this. I get a little bit of glare from my window. I have to close my window when I do that. Okay, the music stopped. I think this is a good place to stop the stream, actually. I'm getting kind of tired. I need to go get some water and food. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. I got some great progress done today. Actually, do you want to see what progress we made? We can do that by doing this. This. I mean, if you don't count the other layers of the trim and the boots, but this was our progress today, pretty much. Beyond that. And I'm gonna do more off stream as well. But yeah. Thanks so much for joining, everybody. I will try streaming more often. Can't make any promises yet, but see you guys.